hi, how are you? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Today, we're going to study Unit 7, Getting Along. What does getting along mean? Yeah, that's right, getting along. Are you getting along with your friends? Oh, well, we get along really well. What does that mean? Well, we are so close and we have a close relationship. That's what get along means, right? Well, to think about it, the verb get is a very, very easy verb, you think, right? But, on the other hand, you have to think about this. Well, get can go together with various expressions, and it can be changed into totally different word, right? So we need to get accustomed to those phrasal verbs. So even though get seems really, really easy, it's not quite easy. So we're going to go over some of the expressions that get can go together with and get can make with other parts of the expressions. Okay? Okay. Now, why don't you look at your book, page 64. 64. Number 1. Let me read number 1. Okay, let's solve this question together. The verb get is very common in English. See, I told you. Get is very common. It has many different uses. That's right. So it is used in many different ways. Believe me, you're going to experience it from now on. So if you look at number 1, my dad and I get along well. What does that mean? My dad and I get along well. As I told you, get along means have a good relationship, right? So my dad and I have a good relationship, right? That is we get along mean, right? Okay, so get along이라고 하면요, 아주 좋은 friendship을 가지고 있다, 아주 좋은 relationship을 가지고 있다. 그런 표현으로 쓰여질 수 있는 거죠. So 따라해보세요. My dad and I get along well. Okay, my friend and I get along well. My sister and I get along well. You can substitute subject parts, and then you can actually apply this expression in your daily conversation. Okay, why don't we go to number 2? Number 2. My friends don't get it. Oh, what does that mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do you always say that, right? So, I don't get it means I don't understand, right? I don't get it. So, my friends don't get it. What does that mean? My friends don't understand, right? So, sometimes get means understand. So, 이해가 안 돼요. I don't get it, right? And why don't we go to number 3? Number 3, my parents can't get on my nerves. You know what nerve is? Nerve. Of course. Nerve is 신경 in Korean, right? Get on somebody's nerves is 신경 쓰이게 하다, irritate or annoy somebody. So that's what get on one's nerves mean. Okay, here, who get on the nerves of who? My parents can get on my nerves, right? So my parents can get on my nerves. That means my parents irritates me or my parents annoy me. Okay? All right. And how about number 4? It helped us postpone getting old. Okay? It helped us postpone. What does postpone mean? Put off, right? Delay getting old. Here, what does get mean? Get old. Get means growing. Okay? Changing into another state. So, getting. Well, days are getting longer and longer. 낮이 점점 길어지고 있습니다. 이런 변화를 나타낼 때 계시죠? So, getting old. 나이가 들다. Getting old. So, it means growing. So, it helped us postpone getting old. What would it be? 여기서 it이 뭘까요? 우리의 노화를 지연시켜주는 getting old를 postpone 해주는 게 vitamin? Maybe? I don't know. 불로초? I have no idea. In that case, well, 잘 모르겠어요. beats me 라는 그런 표현도 쓸 수가 있겠죠? Okay. And why don't we go to the next one? It when I get angry. Get means 어떻게 되다. So when I get angry, when I become angry, you can say that, right? So get is used in this case. And he's always getting calls from his buddies. What does buddy mean? Close friends. Buddy, buddy. You might know that, right? Buddy, buddy. The buddy. Oh, my close friend, my buddy. Okay? And he always receives calls from his buddies. What does that mean? Get here means what? Receive. Receive phone calls from his close friends. Okay? So get was used in this case as a verb to mean receive. Okay? And we go to number 7. He just says I should get a cell phone. Okay? You need to get a cell phone. You should get this. You know, in a commercial 같은 데 보면요. Oh, this pen is really, really good. You should get this. 이런 메시지가 많이 나오잖아요. What does that mean? That means you have to buy this, right? Here it says, he just says I should get a cell phone. 너 핸드폰 사라. 핸드폰 사야겠다. So get means to buy here. And he's always got money for clothes. Okay? So, he's always got money. 항상 돈이 있었다. Here is kind of expression that people use in daily conversation language. 여기서 has plus got. has를 got이 따라다녀요. 그래서 가지고 있다는 뜻이긴 한데 똑같은 뜻이긴 한데 구어체에서 he's got something. Okay? 나는요 책을 2권 가지고 있습니다. In that case, you can say like I have 2 books, but you know, in some other situation, you can say I've got 2 books. Actually, these 2 sentences are the same in meaning. 의미는 똑같습니다. 하지만 후반부에 나온 거 I've got이 더 구어체적인 거죠. It's like more like verbal expressions rather than written. Okay? So I've got 2 books. I've got, okay? So you can say that. How about he has got 실 때는 he's got 이렇게 줄여서 되겠죠. Okay? So he's got a problem. He's got a problem. You can say that. Okay? So wow, there are various usages of get and different kinds of sentences, right? Well, we checked those points, but you know there are more that we have to study. So what kind of expressions or words go together with get? Okay? It's our turn to know those expressions that go together with get. Okay? Those words that go together with get and make the totally different meaning. Okay? We call it like an idiomatic expression. Idiomatic expression이라고 얘기를 하잖아요. Okay? Now we go to number 3, and I wrote 3 questions there. Okay, there are lots of prepositions. preposition이 많잖아요. preposition or adverb. preposition의 adverb를 적합한 거를 넣으셔서 you have to find out, okay, what the answer for the blank. So you need to fill in the blank. Okay, why don't we look at number 1? You always get, you always get, okay there, of doing the dishes. It's not fair. It's not fair. Oh, 이건 공정하지 않아. 공평하지 않아. Why? Because I'm the one who always do these dishes and you never do the dishes. It's not fair. So what would be the best expression in this case? Well, you always get out of. You never do that, right? So I do the dishes, but you never do that. You get out of doing the dishes. So here, what you have to put here, I know this is out. So you always get out of. Get out of means what? Avoid. You never do that. You avoid doing the dishes. It's not fair. And why don't we go to number 2? How did our secret get? Everyone knows now. Everyone knows now. It's a secret. So I, told somebody that I told the secret. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't spill the beans. 콩 흘리지 마. What does 콩 흘리지 마 mean? 코 흘리지 마라가 아니라 콩 흘리지 마. Don't spill the beans. 비밀 누설시키지 마. I told the person that I told the secret, don't spill the beans. Okay, kept the secret. But maybe the person who heard the secret told somebody. And don't spill the beans. 뭐 이렇게 또 얘기를 했나 봐요. 그래서 이게 나가니까요. Get out. So how did our secret get out? How did our secret get out? 우리 비밀이 어떻게 새나갔지? 다들 알고 있지? Everybody knows it. Everybody knows now. Okay, and I got a great book out of the library. You know, here the library gives you a big hint. So, you get something out of the library. What does that mean? Of course, that means you borrow something from the library. Get something out of the library. You checked some kind of books, or you checked something out of the library. It's the same thing here, okay? So, I got a great book, and you have to put out of the library. You can borrow it after me. 내가 읽은 다음에 너 그거 읽어도 돼? 아니 그런 표현이 되겠죠? Okay? So, you can borrow it after me. You can get it after me. And why don't we go to number 2? Number 2, some common preposition or adverb expression that you need to put after get is what? The police finally got the truth about the robbery. Okay? The police finally got the truth. Okay? Police, the truth. Okay? Here's the truth. And the police, step by step, they get to the truth, right? And what does that mean? That means they became known, right? So, 알게 되었다, okay? Or they discovered. So, they discovered, the police finally got to the truth about the robbery. So, they got to the truth, they discovered the truth. And just to get work, I have to take 3 buses. Wow! Wow! So, his work is really far from where he lives, right? And just to get work, just get to the work. Okay? And get off at this bus stop and, transfer to another bus and get off at another bus stop and transfer to another bus. And 3 times. 3번이나 갈아탔대요. So I have to take 3 buses. Wow. Okay, it must be a very hectic morning. So just to get to, what does get to mean here? Get to means arrive at or reach somewhere. Okay, and all his teasing to me, it really hurt my feelings. Okay, what does that mean? Here, all his teasing got to me. You have to put got. It really hurt my feeling. See, here's like a hint. 여기 힌트가 있죠. It really hurt my feelings. 나 기분을 정말 나쁘게 했어. What does that mean? It upset me. 나를 정말 화나게 했다. Got to me. All your teasing got to me. 장난도요. 그 한도가 있게 해야 되는데요. 너무 지나치게 하게 되면 정말 짜증나죠. Right? So, all your teasing got to me. You can say that, right? So, all your teasing got to me means all your teasing upset me. Okay? So, got to here means upset. And why don't we go to the number 3? It took forever to get. Okay, 여기가 좀 지워졌네요. Forever to get. The flu. Okay, the flu is the abbreviation form of influenza. Influenza, 독감, right? So the flu. But, when it comes to flu, it's kind of a disease and you need to recover from it, right? So, in order to say recover from something, get을 써가지고요. 어떤 단어와 같이 combine 하면 될까요? It took forever to get over. Okay, over. Here, 이게 독감이에요. 독감을 이기는 거죠. So, it took forever to get over the flu, influenza. I still can't get over the death of his pet. No, he still can't get over. 그는 여전히 get over, 극복하지 못합니다. The death of his pet dog. Okay, his lovely pet dog died. I don't know when. It's not mentioned in here. But actually, if you lose your cute and pretty pet dog, you feel really sad, right? And the sad feeling lingers on and on and on and on, and you cannot work, you cannot concentrate, you cannot do anything, you're helpless, you don't know what to do. So in that case, you say, oh, he still can't get over what? The death of his pet dog. Get over here means what? Yeah, that's right. He was not healed completely from that hurt. Okay? So sadness, 그런 슬픔에서 아직까지 그 상처가 치유되지 않았다. 그런 표현이 되겠죠. So he's emotionally sad. Still he's emotionally hurt, right? Okay, you can say that. And the last one, I can't get over blah, blah, blah. Okay, the last part here is how much your children have grown. How much your children grown. Okay, I can get over. What does that mean? In this case, I can get over how much your children grown. In this case, get over is used to express your surprise. Wow, surprise! You know, your children are just this little. You know, last time I saw them, but they're now grown this much, right? They're not now grown this much. And then you're kind of surprised. I can't get over how much your children have grown. I can get over it. That means I was so surprised, right? To see how much they have grown. Okay, why don't we go over the rest of the questions after a minute? Well, it was shorter than a minute, right? I told you I'll be back and after a minute. But the thing is, it's kind of exaggeration. And today we're going to study exaggeration and understatement in just a moment. Anyway, we have to go over these questions before we get to there. Okay? And number 4, he got to 300 pounds before he went on a diet. Okay? So, can you guess a word here? There's one word starting with you. I gave you too much hint, right? Okay. He got up. Okay, up to 300 pounds. Up to 300 pounds. So he got, this is 300 pounds and 200 pounds, 250 and 300. He got there. What does that mean? He approached the weight, right? So he approached the weight of 300 pounds. And he finally decided, it's time for me to go on a diet. And I'm kind of wondering after that decision how much weight he lost. Hopefully he's successful. And the next one is, we got up to page 56 in the last class. Last class, the class covered up to 56. Page 56, that's a lot, right? So we got up to page 56 in the last class. What does that mean? Got up to page 56? That means we covered or we reached, okay? We reached to page 56, okay? This is what actually get up to mean. We reached page 56. And the next question is this. I had to get at 5 a.m. to catch the plane. To catch the 5 a.m. plane, you have to get up really, really early. Like what time? I had to get up at, to catch the plane. It does not specifically say that it was a 5 a.m. plane, but I think it was about, 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. that the plane leaves. Okay, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But the thing is, he had to get up early, right? 일찍 일어났어야 됐대요. 그죠? So, I had to get up at 5 a.m. to catch the plane. In this case, get up means get out of bed, right? Don't be confused. Wake up and get up, there's a totally different words, expressions. Wake up은요, 정신이 드는 거죠. 그 잠자다가 wake up! 정신이 드는 거. Get up은 actually you need to get out of the bed. That's get up, right? So you can say like, oh, I woke up at 6 o'clock but I got up at 9 o'clock. What does that mean? I woke up at 6 o'clock, but got up at 9 o'clock. That means you stayed in bed for 3 hours after you woke up. 일어난 다음에 깬 다음에 3시간 동안은 10분만 더 10 more minutes 하면서 이제 있었던 얘기죠. 3 hours, right? So see, wake up and get up. There's two different words, expressions. Okay, you have to remember this. And we go to number 5. Number 5. I couldn't get to Joe. His phone was busy. His phone was very busy. His phone was working really hard? No. 통화 중이란 뜻이죠. Okay? So 통화 중에 his phone was very busy. 그러니까 쫙 연결이 되지 않은 거죠. 이렇게 쫙 연결이 되는데 get through, right? Get through. 연결이 돼야 되는데 I couldn't get through to Joe. His phone was busy. Oh, his phone was busy. His phone was busy. So, I couldn't get through Joe. Actually, I could not talk to him on the phone. 전화상으로 얘기할 수가 없었어요. I could not connect. We could not connect by phone. 그러니까 전화로 연결이 되지 않았다는 그런 얘기가 되겠죠. We could not be connected by phone. Okay, I tried to get to her, but she ignored my advice. Okay, I tried to get through to her, but she ignored my advice. In order to converse with somebody, if you want to have a dialogue with somebody, well, this person, the other party, should be open-minded so that they can hear what you say and receive it and understand it and respond to it. But, if you cannot get through somebody, that means, well, it's impossible to talk to this person. Okay? So I try to get through to her. That means I try to talk to her. But, it was kind of impossible because she ignored my advice. Okay? And we go to number 5. Sue got the test quickly, but I took forever. Sue got through. Okay, what does get through mean? Get through sometimes means experience, but here it means finish. So Sue finished the task quite, quickly. Maybe it was easy for her. So she was like, okay, check. Okay, I'm done. It's easy. And then she got out of the classroom when she was done. But, it seems like it took forever for me. I took forever. Okay, I took forever means what? Oh, forever is a little exaggeration, but it took me a long time to finish this task, right? Here, of course, get through means finish. Sue got through the test quickly. Sue finished the test quickly. And why don't we go to the last question? The last question is this. You can always get the rules if you hire a good lawyer. Oh, this is a sad statement because we are living in the capitalistic world. 자본주의 사회에서 살잖아요. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes it's kind of difficult, that the justice cannot be brought in the proper situation because there are some people who are very rich and who are very bad. And, they want to buy a good lawyer to get out of the situation, even though, they need to be blamed. Okay, these things happen. But, I'm happy that I'm living in a capitalist world. Don't get me wrong. Okay, you can always get around the rules. You can always get around the rules if you hire a good lawyer. So if you have money and if you hire a good lawyer, you're not guilty. You're innocent. No, 너무 비하기 심하죠. 그러면 그죠? 네, 그게 아니라 여기서는 무슨 뜻일까요? Get around이라고 하는 것은 disregard. 이게 statement 사실 true가 아닙니다. It's not a true statement, but you can always get around means 안 지키고선 그냥 대충, right? 대충 그냥 disregard. 그렇게 중요하게 여기지 않아도 된다. 라는 그런 뜻으로 disregard가 쓰이죠. 자, 그래서 get around here means disregard. So you can always get around the rules if you hire a good lawyer. I don't think so. And why don't we go to the next one? I'm sorry, I haven't gotten around to replying to your invitation yet. Oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't have time to reply your invitation. Well, if you receive an invitation from someone, you have to tell the person who sent you an invitation that you can go or you cannot go. It is called what? RSVP, right? RSVP. Okay. 이거 뭘 얘기하는 거죠? 해뽕대 s'il vous plaît. That's French. My French pronunciation is really, really bad. But anyway, this is 해뽕대. 해뽕대 is 해뽕대 means reply. And s'il vous plaît means please. So you have to actually reply to this invitation, whether you're going or not should be informed. Okay? Well, so here it means, I'm sorry I haven't gotten around to replying to your invitation yet, means I didn't find time to reply to your invitation. I'm really sorry. So 시간이 없었다는 얘기죠. And then the last one, I can't see how we can get around this problem. What does get around this problem mean? I don't know how we can get around this problem. Deal with this problem. Get around this problem. 이 문제를 어떻게 풀어야 될지 I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's difficult. I don't know how to get around. I don't know how to solve. I don't know how to deal with. Okay? So in this case, get around means 그 문제를 다루다, 취급하다, 아니면 풀다, 뭐 이런 식의 뜻이라는 거 여러분 기억을 하시면 되겠습니다. 와우! 와우! get이 정말 여러 가지 뜻으로 쓰이네요. 그죠? 그래서 get이 조금 쉬운 단어라고 얕봤다가 정말 큰 코 다치는 그런 단어들이에요. 그래서 get이 어떤 표현들이랑 같이, 어떤 단어를 같이 쓰여서 새로운 어떤 뜻을 창출해내는지 You have to get to know that. You have to get accustomed to it. Okay? Okay. And now it's time for us to go to page 65. We go to page 65. 여기 cartoon이 있는데요. Why don't you look at those cartoons? 여기 cartoon을 보면서 잠깐 기다려서 제가 이거 지울 동안요. cartoon에 지금 두 명의 그 two couples가 보이죠? 그죠? And why don't you read the expression below it? 거기 밑에 있는 그 표현을 읽어보시고요. 그 다음에 어떤 특징을 가지고 있는지 한번 살펴보세요. Okay? Okay. Done? Okay. All right. If you look at the first picture, the man is kneeling down, right? Kneeling down. 이렇게. 사실, 프로포즈를 받을 때 남자 이렇게 무릎 꿇어줘야죠. 그죠? No? Okay. I don't know. It's up to you. 여러분의 스타일에 맞게. 근데, 이 남자가 he's kneeling down in front of her woman. And then, what does he say? I'm pretty fond of you. 아하하. 무릎을 꿇을 정도면 말이죠. 그러니까 I'm really fond of you. 당신을 정말 좋아해요. It should be, better expression than that, right? 이거보다 더 좋은 표현이 나와야죠. 그냥 이렇게 무릎 꿇고서 당신을 좋아해요. It's not the proper expression. Okay, looking at this picture. 그래서 이거는 뭡니까? Understatement, right? It's an understatement. So what you have to say in this case is like, I am mad about you, or I'm crazy about you. I cannot live a day without you. I can't live if living is without you. 이거 노래 아세요? I can't live. I can't give anymore. I can't live if living is without you. Please accept my love. 나의 사랑을 받아주세요. 이 정도는 나와야죠. And how about number 2? I worship the ground you walk on. This guy, 어떻게 보니까 this guy is not interested that much in this woman. 이 여자한테 그렇게 관심이 없는 것 같아요. 표정 보세요. 그 신문 보면서. 근데 표현은 뭐예요? 표현은 I worship the ground you walk on. I adore you. I worship you. I love you. I like you. 이거에 그냥 모든 것이 합쳐져서 가장 최상의 표현. I worship the ground you walk on. 당신이 밟는 발자국 worship, right? So I worship you, I adore you, I love you, you know? But it's kind of exaggeration. Looking at the look of his face, 얼굴의 표정을 보면요. 이거는 exaggeration, 과장된 표현이다 라고 알 수가 있죠. Sometimes we exaggerate, right? 어떨 때는 과장할 때가 있고요. Sometimes we understate. You know, understatement can be sometimes quite funny. understatement가요, 굉장히 재밌을 수가 있어요. Could you please tell me about your experience in Vietnam War? Vietnam War에서 베트남 전쟁에서의 경험을 좀 얘기해 주시겠어요? Well, I was there and there was a bomb and I lost my leg. 거기서 이제 지뢰가 있었는데, bomb이 있었는데 내 다리를 잃었다. How was it? And 그냥 따가웠지. 이렇게 얘기하면 이거 뭐예요? That is kind of understatement, right? 어떻게 다리를 잃었는데 따가울 수가 있어요. 그런데 이런 것들이 문학적인 표현에서 아주 재미있는 유머를 자아내기 위해서 가끔가다 쓰일 수도 있습니다. 그리고 성격에 따라, 성향에 따라서 some people, you know, love understatement and some people love exaggeration. And usually people who have, you know, a lot of emotional, you know, expressions and somebody who's full of emotions. 그런 사람들은 이런 그 exaggeration을 많이 좋아하겠죠, right? Okay. And now why don't we go to number 2 on page 65. Which of these declarations of love are exaggerated? Which are understated? Oh, quite easy, right? If you look at the first sentence, okay, I am totally crazy about you. That's exaggeration. Nobody's crazy, right? 정말 모든 사람들이 사랑하는 사람 다 crazy 하다고 한다면, 그리고 if everything that a person who's in love is true, they should be in the hospital. 병원에 가 있어야 되겠죠. And how about the second one? I kind of like it, you know. I kind of like you. 좋아하는 것 같아. Right? That is what? Even though you love this person very much, you just understate. You know, why do you understate? When it comes to love relationship, well, the other party or the person that you love might not like you if you confess your heart, right? So you're kind of afraid. So, well, yeah, I kind of like you, you know. Oh, you can say that. Okay, and why don't we go to the next one? We enjoy each other's company, don't we? Okay, we enjoy each other's company. Company here doesn't mean firm or corporation. A company here means being together. A person who's next to you is company, right? So we enjoy each other's company, don't we? We enjoy being together. 같이 있는 거 정말 즐기죠. 라는 그런 표현이죠. And I adore you. I can't live without you. It's an exaggeration, right? Okay, and now it's your turn to distinguish what's exaggerated and what's understated, okay? And we're going to do it by looking at number 3, okay? On your book, page 65, 65페이지를 보시면요. 거기에 그 A하고 B를 매치시켜야 되는데요. Okay? Why don't we go to number 1? Number 1으로 가보도록 하겠습니다. If we go to number 1, I am dying for a cup of coffee. You know, nobody's dying for a cup of coffee. 커피 한 잔 먹고 싶어 죽는 사람 없어요. It's kind of an exaggeration. I am dying. I cannot understand, but I'm dying to understand you. That means I'm trying really, 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 really hard, right? Here, 여기서는 너무너무 먹고 싶을 때 I'm dying for a cup of coffee. You can say that. What would be the proper expression that was understated? 여기에 대해서 understated 된 response는 어떤 거일까요? 자, 들어볼까요?
I'm dying for a cup of coffee.
I wouldn't mind one myself.
Yeah, that's right. 네, 들어보셨죠? I wouldn't mind. 나는 꺼려하지 않겠다. I wouldn't mind one myself. 여기서 what does one mean? I wouldn't mind a cup of coffee myself. 나도 한잔 하는 거 별로 싫지는 않은 걸. It's a what? Understatement가 되겠죠. So, yeah, I'd love to drink. I'd love to have a cup of coffee too. Okay, it's kind of a little exaggeration, not that much though. But, you know, in here, it's, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind one myself. That means, 나도 한 잔 꺼려 하진 않겠어요. Understatement, right? And why don't we go to number 2? Number 2, his parents are pretty well off, aren't they? Okay, What does be well off mean? Oh, they are well off means they are very rich, right? They are wealthy. So his parents are pretty well off, aren't they? Okay. So what would be an exaggeration for this? Okay. Why don't we listen to this part together?
His parents are pretty well off, aren't they?
You can say that again. They're totally loaded.
Yeah, you can say that again. When you agree with someone, you can say, you can say that again. 그거 다시 말해도 돼. That means you're right. You're totally right. So you can say it again. They're totally loaded. You know what load means, right? Load is a team, but they're loaded with money. Just think about that. Their house and their, every room, everything is loaded with money. They're so rich. They're million, zillion, trillionaire, right? So they're very, very rich. In this case, it's an exaggeration. They're loaded as an exaggeration. Okay? Why don't we go to number 3? You must have hit the roof when she told you she'd crash your car. What does hit the roof mean? If you're really, really angry, in Korean we say like 펄쩍펄쩍 뛰다, right? Hit the ceiling. Ceiling is here, and you hit the ceiling. And 노발대발, right? And 뚜껑이 열렸다. 내지는 we say like 펄쩍펄쩍 뛰었다, right? So when a person is really, really, really angry, we say that, oh, the person hit the ceiling, okay? So if we go to number 3 again, you must have hit the roof. Okay, here, hit the roof and hit the ceiling can be the same thing. And you must have hit the roof when she told you she'd crash your car. Oh, your car is a really fancy sports car, very expensive and, brand new. And if you hear that, oh, somebody has crashed your car, you'll be like mad, crazy, angry, right? 정말 화가 나겠죠. Okay, what would be the understatement for this?
You must have hit the roof when she told you she'd crashed your car.
Well, yeah, I was a little upset.
As if it was nothing, right? Oh yeah, I was a little upset, right? It's of no use, crying over spilt milk. 이미 일이 저질러진 거라면 거기에 대해서 감정적으로 I was so mad when I heard that news. I hit the roof. 이렇게 얘기하는 것보다는 yeah, I was a little upset. 이렇게 얘기하는 것이 오히려 나을 수도 있을 것 같네요. 오케이, 어떻게 생각해 보니까요? Okay, so oh yeah, well, I was a little upset. Why don't we go to the next one? The next one is I can't stand the sight of him. No. Number 4. I think Tony was a little rude last night. Tony was a little rude. Okay? So it might be like an understatement, right? What might be the exaggeration pattern of this? Okay? Why don't we listen to the part?
I think Tony was a little rude last night.
No kidding. He was completely out of line.
Yeah. He was completely out of line. 완전히 제정신이 아니었어. 완전히 도가 지나쳤다. What does line mean here? Socially acceptable, line. There is kind of an invisible line, socially acceptable line. But he crossed it. He was out of line. He was totally out of line means 아주 그냥 그 도를 넘게 rude하게 굴었다. 그런 표현이 되겠죠? Okay, and he was completely out of line. Why don't you repeat after me? He was completely out of line. He was completely out of line. Okay, he was completely out of line. And why don't we go to the next one? Number 5. I can't stand the sight of him. 그를 정말 보기가 싫어. 눈을 베렸어. If you hate someone, you don't want to see the person. You can, 눈을 베렸어, right? So in this case, I can't stand the sight of him. I can't stand the sight of him. 그를 보는 것을 견딜 수 없다. 너무 보기 싫어, right? What might be the understatement for this?
I can't stand the sight of him.
I have to say, I'm not too big on him either.
Okay, I have to say, I'm not too big on him either. 나도 그렇게 크게 좋아하는 건 아니야. 라는 그런 표현이 되겠죠. So here is kind of an understatement. I'm not too big on him. 그에 대해서 그렇게 크게 좋아하진 않아. I'm not too big on him either. Okay? So try to remember this expression. And why don't we go to the next one? Number 6. he isn't very smart, is he? Okay? He isn't very smart. 그렇게 뭐 똑똑하진 않지, is he? Right? He isn't smart can be like an understatement, right? If he's really, really, really stupid, 정말 멍청하다면, yeah, he isn't smart. That might be an understatement. What might be the exaggerated expression? Listen.
He isn't very smart, is he?
That's for sure. He's as dumb as dirt.
as dirt. As dirt. Well, actually, as가 붙게 되면요, it's kind of a comparison. But the level of some, state, 그 어떤 상태의 그 수준이 거의 비슷할 때는 as를 써서 동급 비교를 하게 되잖아요. 그죠? 자, 그런데 as dirt. 그냥 dirt라고 쓰여지는 경우가 많아요. 그래서 as dirt. 저는 이런 사람을 봤어요. Oh, it's as hot as dirt. 뭐, it's as difficult as dirt. 무조건 dirt를 넣는 거예요. 그 사람은 말 습관이죠. As dirt is used in this case, and he's as dumb as dirt means what? Oh, he's so stupid, right? It's kind of exaggerated expression. And why don't we go to the next expression? The next expression is this. Number 7. I'm fed up with this weather. It's freezing. Okay, it's freezing. 막 얼리는 것 같은 어떤 그 아주 추운 그런 기온을 it's freezing이라고 얘기하죠. Okay, so it's freezing. It's an exaggeration, right? And what might be the understatement of this? Let's listen.
I'm fed up with this weather. It's freezing.
I guess it is a little chilly.
I guess it is a little chilly. 약간 chilly하대요. A little chilly. 영하 20도 막 이런데 막 남들은 쳐가지고 하는데 it's a little chilly. That's an understatement, right? So I guess it's a little chilly. It's an understatement. And it's freezing. It's an exaggeration. And why don't we go to the next set, which is number 8. Well, that was a fantastic trip. 아주 훌륭한 trip이었어. Well, that was a fantastic, wonderful, great, emotional한 사람들이 많이 쓰는 표현이죠. Fantastic. Exaggeration, right? Even though it was a little enjoyable, you can say, oh, that was fantastic, right? And it's an exaggerated version of it. And what is the understatement of this? Why don't we listen to this together?
Well, that was a fantastic trip.
Yes, it was a nice little break, but all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, it's a nice little break. The woman said, it's fantastic. It was fantastic. But the man said, oh yeah, it was a nice little trip. 그냥 괜찮았어. 이런 식의 뜻이겠죠. Understatement, right? It's an understatement. Yes, it was a nice little break. Nice little break. Nice little trip. Okay? But all good things must come to an end. 모든 좋은 일들은 끝나게 마련이지. 그런 표현이죠. And number 9. I'm wiped out. I've got to go to bed. I'm so tired. I'm wiped out. I am so tired. I cannot move. I am exhausted, right? So I'm so wiped out. Oh, I need to go to bed. Okay, it's an exaggeration. And what is the understatement? Understatement가 뭘까요? 들어볼까요?
I'm wiped out. I've got to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm a little tired too.
네, I'm a little tired too. It might be like an understatement. I don't know whether A exaggerated or B understated. A가 그 과장한 건지 B가 그 understate한 건지는 잘 모르겠어요. 만약에 if they walk for like 8 hours and swim like 3 hours and climb the mountain and came back home, maybe the latter understated. 그 후자가 그 understated 한 거겠죠. 이렇게 많은 일들을 했다면. So, yeah, a little tired. 그렇게 한 이후에도 it's just a little tired. I'm just a little tired. 이렇게 얘기했다면 understatement가 되겠죠. Okay, why don't we go to number 10? The last set. They are obviously madly in love. Okay, they be in love means what? 사랑에 빠져 있다. Madly, crazily, right? 서로 너무 사랑해서 미쳐 있다. It's an exaggeration, right? So You know that is kind of an exaggeration. And what would be the understatement version of this? Why don't we listen to this? Okay?
They're obviously madly in love.
Yeah, they do seem to get along well.
Oh, get along. Get along is not enough here, right? Get along이 아니라 they're in love. They're madly in love. Oh, well, get along is just, they have a good friendship. No, it's more than friendship, but it's an understatement, right? understatement로 쓴 거죠. Yeah, they do seem to get along well. They do seem to get along well. 뭐 잘 지내는 것 같네. 네, 그런 표현이고요. Okay, sometimes it is really fun to exaggerate the situation and understate the situation. So what people expected and what you said might be a little different, right? Okay, anyway, 이렇게 언어를 사용하는 것도요, 언어에 있어서 묘미, 재미를 더해주는 것 같습니다. 그리고 여러분의 성격도요, 여러분이 exaggerated된 표현을 많이 쓰냐, 아니면 understatement을 많이 쓰냐에 따라서 여러분의 성향과 성격도 나타낼 수가 있겠죠? 오케이, 좋습니다. I think now it's time for us to say bye. 여러분께 인사를 드려야 될 시간이 왔네요. Okay? I'm gonna come back next time. Okay, bye bye.